Deep Work by Cal Newport. Summary from 4-Minute Books. Written by Nicholas Gouquet and read by Craig Traylor. 1-sentence summary. Deep work proposes that we have lost our ability to focus deeply and immerse ourselves in a complex task, showing you how to cultivate this skill again and focus more than ever before with 4 simple rules. Favorite quote from the author. If you don't produce, you won't thrive, no matter how skilled or talented you are. I'm still digesting all the valuable lessons from So Good They Can't Ignore You, but I couldn't help taking a peek at what Cal is up to now. He's been talking about the idea of deep work for quite some time on his blog, a way for him to test potential book topics. And now the accompanying book is out. Given that we now suffer from an 8-second, less than a goldfish attention span, Cal's call to focus is more than appropriate. Digging deeper into deliberate practice, a concept he described in his last book, Deep Work suggests that being able to completely immerse yourself in a complex task is a rare, valuable, and meaningful skill. The second part of the book then outlines 4 rules you can use to cultivate a deep work ethic. Here are 3 lessons from deep work to help you go from busy to brilliant. 1. There are 4 strategies for deep work, all of which require attention. 2. Productive meditation can help you work deeper, even while you're taking a break. And 3. Stop working at the same time each day. I hope you brought your scuba diving gear, because we're about to go deep. Lesson 1. Use one of these 4 deep work strategies, but be intentional about it. I'm glad that Cal isn't one of those one-size-fits-all advice kind of people. He knows that different things will work for different people, so when making his case for deep work, he suggests 4 different strategies. Number 1. The monastic approach. Monastic comes from a monastery, the place where monks live. It means shutting yourself off completely. For example, by moving to a cabin in the woods to write a novel and not come back until it's finished. Number 2. The bimodal approach. This prioritizes deep work above everything else. You could set a 4 to 6 hour block each day for deep work. For example, where you lock yourself in an office, similar to the monastery approach. However, once that block is over, you're free to do everything else that might be on your plate. Number 3. The rhythmic approach. This chunks down your work into time blocks, similar to the Pomodoro technique, and causes a calendar to track your progress. For example, you plan your week ahead of time and put 10 blocks of 90 minutes on your calendar and make working with time blocks a habit. Number 4. The journalistic approach. If you have a busy daily routine, this works well. What you do is to simply dedicate any unsuspected free time to deep work. I'm currently alternating between 2 and 4, depending on the kind of day that's ahead of me, but would love to move completely to 2 over time. Being intentional about deep work approach requires monitoring how you spend your time. So one of your first steps is making this decision should be to track your habits. You'll quickly be able to separate productive from unproductive time and spot patterns. Speaking of which, lesson number 2. Make the most of unproductive time with productive meditation. This is an idea I really like and have recently been using more and more. Without knowing I'd find it in this book. Cal calls it productive meditation, and it comes down to your unproductive time to do deep thinking. For example, if you're taking the subway to work each morning and know you have 30 minutes to and from work in which you can't do much else, use this time to try and solve complex problems in your mind. Commuting, showering, household chores, buying groceries and taking a walk with or without your dog are the great opportunities to think. Ever since getting an activity tracker, I try to walk 10,000 steps per day, which is why I often end up taking a long 1 to 2 hour walk in the evening. I often spend this time thinking about how to make 4-minute books more remarkable. What I could create that is so new and unfamiliar that it takes things to a whole new level, and so on. The next time you have some downtime, in which you do some menial tasks, latch onto the big problem, try to see sub-problems of it, break it down, and solve it. Lesson 3. Quit work at the same time each day and stick to it. Cal has a habit of ending his work day at 5:30 p.m. every day. No emails, no internet, no to-do lists, no computer after that. He describes his practice in this 7-year-old blog post. And while his systems evolve, planning both work and free time have remained a constant factor. Your brain needs some space each night to wind down, and it won't get that if you have an as much as possible work ethic. Limit yourself by quitting work and not checking emails, or even better, shutting down your computer at the same time each day. This way, you have a fixed slot of free time every day to recuperate. Your mind will keep working below the surface, but you won't burn yourself out by working around the clock. For example, I let the inbox pause move my email to my inbox at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. After I check it for the second time at 6 p.m., I wrap up work and shut down my laptop. Most of the days, it's still a work in progress. So I can then exercise and have a proper dinner and feel much better for it.
Hey, this is Nick, the founder of 4-Minute Books, and I want to thank you so much for watching our video. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel for more. You can also visit us at 4minutebooks.com for hundreds of free book summaries, each of which will make you smarter in 4 minutes or less. Thanks again, and always keep learning.